Honorable Men Discord. Mobb Deep is back with a new album called Infinite, post the unfortunate death of Prodigy. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And by all means, if you have something to say pertaining to the episode, I'll see you in the comment section. So, gentlemen, to all those honorable men out there that subscribe to the channel, and ladies, if you subscribe to the channel, I appreciate you also. I have a special guest. This is a dear friend of mine, childhood friend of mine. I'm talking, we go back to trading comic books in the staircase. We got stories upon stories, all right? But not only is he a dear friend of mine, this guy is a hard worker from Queens, although I do from time to time get on his case about returning his Queens card, right? I tell him all the time, man, send that card back, man. He's a special guest. He's also a U.S. Marine. And I want to ask him live on the air, well, live during the recording. I want to say once a Marine, always a Marine, correct?
That's a fact. That's
all right,
a fact.
Good. Because I don't want to disrespect and say he was a Marine. He is a Marine. And so I double salute him. And I salute, first of all the servicemen and women out there. Salute. I appreciate all that you all do. Salute. Now, he's a Marine. That happens to be my favorite branch in the United States. Shout out to the Air Force, the Navy, the Army, so on and so forth. The different tiers, if you might, the Rangers, the Navy SEALs. Shout out to all of them. But yes, this gentleman that I have with me, again, childhood friend, a Marine, and most importantly for this episode, a Queens native. All right. So, one, if you don't like Mobb Deep, this is not the episode for you. It's okay if you want to sign off. Two, if you don't like Queens, it's okay. You can sign off because I'm going to get in my Queens mode. All right. Pardon me a second. I found something over here. Excuse me. I'm going to get in my Queens mode from time to time because Mobb Deep is a special group to me. I was raised on hip hop. I was raised on rap. There's no avoiding it. It's funny, when I started this channel, I didn't want to be boxed in with just episodes in regard to artists and things of that nature, but it's in my bloodstream. All right. And Mobb Deep is a part of the fabric of how I was raised. Right. So first, I'm going to turn it over to my brother. If you want, you can say your name. You don't have to say a name. Oh, let me just say one other thing to the viewers. The reason why this channel is called Honorable Men is because this channel is not about me, which is why I've never mentioned my name on the channel. I'm sure you've heard it maybe twice through the shout outs, but this channel is not about me. It's about you, the viewer. It's about us. It's about men. And most importantly, it's about sharing stories, different topics on our interests. It's not just hip hop. I have a lot of things in store for the future, but it's about us. But it's about positivity. This channel was never intended to tear one another down. It's about moving forward. We're getting older by the day. Many of us are grown with gray hair. We have families. We have children. This is not about any playing around or disrespect towards another man. If anything, this channel is about rising people up, encouraging. So I'm going to give the floor back to my brother, and by all means, share with the audience a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into this topic of Mobb Deep and this new album, Infinite. The floor is yours.
All right. What's going on? So my name is Zaire. Okay, call me PT. I'm originally from Queens, New York, Flushing to be exact. Grew up on Colden Street. Okay. I'm 46 years old. I joined the Marine Corps at the age of 17. I left Queens at 17, traveled all the way around the world. I ended up making North Carolina my final destination to kind of, to stay at, because I had a family. Currently, I'm in Washington State, all the way here on the West Coast, but I'm moving back to the East Coast here, actually within the next couple of days. Like I said, I grew up in Queens. I was just a Queens kid. I had family all throughout Queens, but the majority of my childhood, I stayed in Flushing and also in Queensbridge. I have an aunt who's from Queensbridge and my two cousins. So, I would frequent Queensbridge a lot, almost a weekend or two every month. While growing up, of course, I loved hip hop. The illest group to me was Mobb Deep, and they were from Queens, of course. It was just refreshing to see a couple of kids at the time from Queens really putting their foot in the game and saying some ill things. And Mobb Deep would basically give you a guide of how to conduct yourself in and outside of Queens. It became a soundtrack to my life. Prodigy was an anomaly. He was a wordsmith. He was a poet. He can do everything. And the greatest thing about Prodigy is his style was unmatched. It was unheard of, because still to this day, I think he has the most unique style I've ever heard from an MC. The most unique style. He doesn't sound like anybody else. You will be hard pressed to find someone who can rhyme like Prodigy. It just does not happen. And when you are experiencing music, you know that it's something special, but because of his untimely demise, you really appreciate the work that he's done, and you really start to pay attention, and you go back and listen to these things and these tracks and this music from this artist, and you realize that you really was witnessing something, a top tier lyricist at his prime. Between the group projects, the solo projects, the features. He has so many features that people forget about. And I still play Prodigy at least weekly to this day.
So I'm definitely going to let you just continue going.
Yeah.
But I had to, once you said something about the features, I have to give Prodigy his due. Rest in peace, Prodigy. I want to say that. Rest in peace, Prodigy.
Yeah.
Havoc, hold your head. You're doing a great job so far. I can't wait for this project, The Infinite, dropping on the 10th of this month on Mass Appeal. But speaking on features, first of all, Prodigy on the Cameron SDE album. Oh my. Prodigy. I'm taking my hat off for this one.
Yeah.
Prodigy on the SDE Cameron album. For those of you watching this episode and you're unfamiliar with the Cameron album SDE, it was Sex, Drugs, Entertainment. Listen to the song with Prodigy on it. That feature's crazy. A more recent feature that's crazy also, whether you like Troy Ave or not, was the New York song with Troy Ave and I believe Prodigy, and it had Raekwon. But I want to say the name of the songs correctly, so give me a few.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I can even pull something. Prodigy had
okay, that's New York City. That's on the on the New York. As a matter of fact, it's Troy Ave New York City album. Go listen to that New York City and listen to how Prodigy. As a matter of fact, that song is Raekwon, Nori, and Prodigy, and they all did their job. They all did their job. But listen to Prodigy sonically, his sound.
Yeah.
Like
He
my brother
cuts through
mentioned.
his music. He
Oh,
cuts through the music. He doesn't, there's some artists that you can't listen to unless they have a fire beat that's produced just right.
right.
No, the beat goes behind Prodigy. Like
Mm,
he cuts through every song. So
well
this
said.
it's not the beat is a compliment. It complements his voice. It's not the beat carrying him. Because you can be a rapper who doesn't say shit, doesn't say anything,
Yeah.
nothing lyrical. There's no slick talk. But if you have a fire beat, people will listen to it. But if you take that beat away and turn it into an a cappella track, you would be hard. You're like, what the hell is this shit that I'm listening to?
Right.
But Prodigy was
That's
the
a
opposite.
that's another great point you're bringing up, and I'm not here to take shots at the younger generation because there is some music that I recognize, I listen to, you know, I play whilst I'm in the car. But the point you just brought up, how many artists do you know if you take that beat off, that beat that has your head moving? How many artists do you know where their vocals and their lyrics keep your attention? Prodigy is one of those guys.
Not
Prodigy
many,
is
but
one of
you're
those.
right.
Prodigy is one of those guys. I gotta give Prodigy his just due. He's one of those guys. There's a lot of artists out there, whether new or old, that when you take that beat off, their music is not doing anything. And I'm gonna stay on that what you brought up about features, right? So in 2006, when Mobb Deep had did something that some Mobb Deep fans didn't like, they went on G Unit, but that was
I
just
remember that.
that was 50 Cent just saluting
I
Mobb Deep.
remember that.
He's 50 Cent is a fan of Mobb Deep, so he brought him on. He tried to bring on MOP. I don't think they didn't release anything. He tried to bring on I want to say Cool G Rap, but I'm not 100%
I don't
sure.
remember. I
Cool
don't
G Rap.
remember.
He was
the
trying to bring
Cool
on
G
Mob.
Rap.
He was trying to bring on
Yeah.
MOP, and Mobb Deep, which ironically the toughest groups as far as that gritty sound for New York
Yes.
on G Unit. But
Yeah.
there's a song that even 50 Cent, I don't know if it was the label or 50 Cent, and of all people, 50 Cent. If you know 50 Cent's background, I'm not here to talk about 50 Cent, but on that album, which was Blood Money, that was released in 2006 on G Unit, that record, Pearly Gates. Now, 50 Cent's on a few other songs, but Pearly Gates in particular, song number 9. Take a listen to that from Blood Money and Mobb Deep. Prodigy there. Prodigy is talking his talk, so much so that there was a line that he used that they had to mute out because they felt, I don't know if the label felt or 50 Cent was like, wait, I don't know if I can play that without getting backlash. Prodigy
Yeah.
takes it there. He takes it to those limits. He has quotables.
That's what he did. That's what
That
he did.
man
He
had
a lot of
quotables. Quotables, man. I mean, quotables that you took with you in your life, like whether it be about what to look out for in the streets. That man gave you, like you said earlier, he gave you the blueprint. Because I know many of you might be saying, what kind of blueprint is he giving you? That's street. Yes, that's street rap. How's that giving you a blueprint?
I understand. So what we mean by he gave you a blueprint. So in those times, New York was grimy, dirty, gringy, everything. There was everything you can think of. And a lot of the times, the boroughs, you would go to other boroughs and you kind of can identify what person is from which borough. And they always taught you how to move through these boroughs. Like when you go to a female's house, how not to move. Okay? Don't be out there slipping because, there's people always out there lurking trying to set you up. They told stories about that, They, both of them, Havoc and Prodigy, they also gave you a sense of pride coming from Queens.
Absolutely.
Because they were young artists, young men, and they were telling a story, because a lot of people think that Queens is the nice place, of New York.
Talk to him.
Talk
to him.
Mobb Deep was telling them, like, yo, it ain't sweet around here. I know we got, I know there's some goons in Brooklyn and in the Bronx and all these other places, but let me tell you, we get busy in Queens too, and we gonna show you. And they just was, and still are, when you hear current artists of the day and people ask them who is your top group of all time, Mobb Deep is always mentioned. I just heard the Clips mention Mobb Deep.
Okay, and just piggybacking off of that, the Clips I see is gonna be on this project dropping on the 10th. They're the 4th record called "Look at Me."
Yeah,
so
I know that's gotta be tough.
First and foremost, when it comes to this rap thing, especially artists that I grew up listening to, that are tried and true, because it's not just about artists I grew up listening to, because I'm not one of these old heads that you could just give me any rapper from the past and I'm just gonna be I'm gonna be lying to the audience and saying, oh, I like that album. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be straightforward. All right.
I'm like to every album.
As a matter of fact, the man that's on this episode is so straightforward. That's why I was asking him for his Queen's card back, because he said some things.
I'll tell you if I don't like something. I'll tell you if I don't like something.
He said some things about Nas, and he likes Nas, so I'm not gonna roast him.
Nas.
I'm not gonna roast him. He loves Nas, right? I'm not gonna roast him, but this is about Mobb Deep. But he's honest with his opinion on things. But so let me just say this about this. All right, this album, right? So I've heard that it's produced by Alchemist and Havoc, which is perfect. Perfect. All right?
Crazy.
If that is true, I'm satisfied. Why? Because if anyone has followed Mobb Deep, they know even when Prodigy went on his solo album run, he did his projects with Alchemist for the most part.
And hold on for 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
I just found out something just the other day that was mind-blowing. Alchemist, I believe, is an all-time great, and he's worked with Mobb Deep for years.
Mm-hmm.
I just found out Alchemist isn't even from New York.
Where's he from?
Alchemist, don't quote me. I want to say
I'll look it up.
Alchemist is like
I'll
from
look it up.
California. I want to say Alchemist is from like California, because he is doing a project right now also with Erykah Badu.
Oof. Now, listen, salute to Alchemist. First of all, salute to the producers that are so talented that they could go from hip hop into
Yeah.
I don't even know what the space to put Erykah Badu in, because I can't say R&B. Erykah Badu's in her own league. She is legendary.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, Alchemist isn't even from New York. This whole time, I'm thinking he was from New York all these years.
I'm glad you brought that up. I have it right here. It says, producer The Alchemist was born in Beverly Hills, California. Though he moved to Los Angeles around 2010 and has worked with artists from East Coast, Mid Coast, and West Coast hip hop scenes, he is known for his work as Eminem's tour DJ. Wow. Right? An in-house producer for Shady Records, and for creating a wide array of musical collaborations with artists like Freddie Gibbs, Nas, Kendrick Lamar, and obviously we know Mobb Deep. They also mention here, as a teenager, he began writing lyrics and later moved to New York City to connect with the collaborators like Nas and Mobb Deep.
Mm-hmm.
I could go on and on, but I don't want to make this about Alchemist. We salute you.
But yeah.
We salute you, Alchemist. But staying on Mobb Deep, I just want to go back to this album that's coming out, right? Mm-hmm. Because I'm going to dive into the other stuff. We're going to dive into the other stuff. We're talking about the Infinite album that's dropping in 2025, right?
I'm very excited for it.
I'm super excited. So, as I mentioned, the 4th song, think about this, the 4th record, and they're saluting the Clips by doing this, and I salute the Clips heavy. For those of you that watch my channel, I went out there to Virginia Beach to watch the Clips concert. I had a ball, man. I had a ball. The energy was right. And that's important too, man. I like being around positive, good energy, people that's actually out there to listen to music. They're not out there to to promote any negativity. But with that being said, the fourth song is "Look at Me" featuring the Clips. Mobb Deep featuring the Clips. Then, first of all, the reason why I'm excited about this album is because sometimes when I read the track listing, it seems like they're reaching. I don't like track lists, especially when it's involving groups or a person where they're taking lyrics from somebody that passed away and they're doing features that the person when they were alive may not have done a feature with. So with that being said, Clips, that's possible. If Prodigy was live, it's absolutely possible, right? So I'm fine with that. That's the first feature off the album. That's song number 4, "Look at Me" with the Clips. Then right after that, number 5, it's called the M, the O, the B, the B, and that's Mobb Deep featuring Big Noid. Excellent work.
I was just
Prodigy,
about to ask.
Prodigy would have
Big Noid
absolutely
on this project.
Prodigy would have absolutely co-signed that. Excellent work. 6th song right after that, Mobb Deep, Nas, and Jorda Smith. I don't know who she is, but Nas is on there.
No. Who?
It says Georgia Smith.
Georgia Smith or Joyner Smith?
No, not Joyner. Georgia.
Oh, no, never heard.
It's a Jorja Smith. It's possible that's someone that Nas is promoting, but we'll find out, right?
I've never heard of that, but okay.
So all right. So songs 4, 5, and 6 right off the gate has features. Then 7, 8, 9, 10, no features. So you got 3 features. Then it goes to 3 no features because you just got the Mob, right? I'm sorry. You got 4 songs right after the 3 features. Excuse me. Then you have 4 songs where it's just Mobb Deep, which is fine. They can hold their own, right? The 11th song, Nas comes back. It's called "Pour the Henny." And Nas is associated with Hennessy. He's got a partnership with Hennessy, right? When it comes to Nas, just come on, Nas. Especially when we're talking Mobb Deep, that's family. That's like
when they go together.
That's like a that's peanut butter and jelly. That's like a family reunion.
It's already a grand slam.
Nas, jump on whatever song you want to jump on. Nas, you're welcome, right?
It's a cheat code.
It's a cheat code.
It's a cheat code.
It's Mine. Think about It's Mine from what? Was that on Murder Music or was that Nas's album?
I believe that was Murder Music.
Murder Music, phenomenal song. If you haven't heard that, please listen to Nas's verse.
Yeah, he killed
especially
that
when he
verse.
said he blew Halle Berry a kiss at the Barbra Streisand concert. But we keep it in Mobb Deep. I don't want to go off on
They
Nas.
actually put a video out on that too.
Yes,
well. I believe
they did.
It was,
They did.
Directed by
Hype Williams.
Yep.
Hype Williams, and they were on a speedboat.
Hype Williams on
Fire
speedboat,
video.
yep.
Fire video, man. Right. So, Poor Henny, and then right after that, you got a song Mobb Deep, Raekwon, and Ghostface. That one.
Let me tell you something.
I know it's gonna be a gritty
fire.
beat, and
Yeah.
and listen, and by all means, the Raekwon and Ghostface Killer projects that was released by Mass Appeal, which is Nas's brand. Some would say they're good. I don't feel like those artists, Ghostface and Raekwon, I don't think that they're out of the game. I'm a strong believer that certain guys just need that production that resonates with them at all times.
I've always said they're still
nice, right?
They still throw darts. They're still nice. The only thing is because the way music has shifted, that maybe they're not getting the same listening ears that they used to get, but they're still dead nice. They're seasoned. I don't like to call the older artists just old. I just said that they're seasoned. But these guys are still lyrical swordsmen,
yes,
and they really take the craft serious. I have no problem with younger rappers at all. The thing is, what sometimes is disappointing is that I love hip hop. I grew up on hip hop. That was all that was around us growing up, and I want you to respect the game. Put your best foot forward every time that you step out and compete. And I feel like a lot of the times, these newer artists, and sometimes it's older artists as well, if you don't compete and I feel like you're cheating the game by not putting your best foot forward and keeping that pen sharp. But you get fame, which I'm not hating, and having an opinion is not hating. But when you get mentioned along with the greats who do put that time in and have a sharp pen, it upsets me. That's
Right, yeah.
the only thing.
So one thing I want to say about this song that I'm sure we're both looking forward to listening to, which is called Clear Black Nights. First of all, I come from a generation, like my brother right here, we come from a generation where everything mattered in rap. So forgive me if certain things I say triggers you if you're not taking the craft seriously, but your album cover mattered. We come from that generation because our generation, you know, yes, you could call us OGs, old heads. Our generation, we came from the cassette to the CD era.
Yeah.
You know,
that's right.
We were right off of the record era into the cassette.
I remember
CD.
flipping the album to check who produced.
Yes, the booklets.
Who was writing.
So the reason why I'm bringing that up is, again, to piggyback of what you said, everything mattered. So if you're serious and you wanted to stand out, you want to find a good photographer. You want to find a good location to take pictures. When I look back at the Mobb Deep album, the Infamous, which I have to note was not their first album. Their first album was Juvenile. It was their second album, but it was the one that catapulted them because of songs like Shook Ones, right? When you look at that album cover, I believe they were on a rooftop with a bunch of guys from Queensbridge. I mean, this is like...
Is that the second album? Because I know what the second album looks like without even having it in front of me. They're sitting on top of a project building, and Havoc and them is out there, and Havoc has on, I believe, a Pele jacket with some brown,
Prodigy squatting down. Listen, man,
with some black jeans and a bandana on.
Epic album cover.
The albums without even
first of all, again, the time and thought that was put into the album. I'm looking at their logo. Their logo said the infamous Mobb Deep, like the cap, right? It was like this, but they got it on. They replaced the Queensbridge houses sign and put the infamous Mobb Deep in the Queensbridge house. This album, listen, man, the album cover is phenomenal, right? But going back to what I was saying with what I like and what I'm expecting out of this album, right? Let me get back to this track list. Give me one moment. What I like about this is, one, again, is that the rumor is that Havoc and Alchemist are producing. So with me knowing that, a song called Clear Black Nights, which I like a title like that because I don't even know where you're going to go with it, but Clear Black Nights sounds gritty. And to have Mobb Deep, Raekwon, and Ghostface on it, it's like, I'm scared to hear it, but pleasantly scared. It's one of those, like, I want to hear that grit, right? So I'm excited about that. But I'll be honest with you, what I'm most excited about, which is, I don't know where it's going to go, is number 14, the second to last song, which is called Love the Way, Down For You Part 2. It's Mobb Deep, Nas, and Her. So Nas is on this album 3 times.
Quite a few times, right? Yeah,
three times. And that's also because of his love and respect for Mobb Deep as a group. And, you know, just for Prodigy, you know, he's doing it for Prodigy too. But this song is featuring Nas and the artist Her. I'm excited to hear this because I think Her is super talented. I think she's like the young version of like I know it's a stretch to say this. I want to say Lauryn Hill, but because Lauryn Hill could play the guitar, Her could play the guitar also, but she also plays the piano.
I can definitely see.
She is a problem.
So it's not a far stretch. I definitely can see it.
I mean, for those of you who hit the comments,
a true artist,
and she deserves her place on this album because, again, Mobb Deep, Nas, the people that's on here, Ghostface, Raekwon, they're still active. These are people that really love the craft. They live, breathe the craft. They're not here to play around and they're not here to exploit hip hop. They're not here to exploit rap. You know, trust and believe they live, breathe this. And Her, being as talented as she is, she deserves her place on this. And I could only imagine what she's going to do. I'm assuming on the chorus, and I'm scared because if it's gritty, if it's a gritty beat and her soft voice, I'm here for it. And then Nas on it, oh, listen,
I'll be
this
honest with you,
album, this album, I feel
never
like
heard. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, go. This album is gearing up. Listen, see, on this channel, you never see a different side of me until we start talking hip hop. But I don't want to get boxed in, but hip hop. I try my best to do a little bit of everything. But it's clear my passion is music. My passion is hip hop. And one thing you may not know about me, but I'm sharing it with you now, is when I hear music that resonates, I lose my mind. I'm like a big kid. And just like my boy here, I'm 46 also. I'm on the road to 47. Salute to all the old heads, the OGs. You know, continue to stay healthy out there. But when it comes to this music thing, if I hear a song I like, I would never record myself enjoying the song because people would look at me like I'm insane. But the child comes out of me because I really, really love hearing great records. And I have a feeling this album is gonna be one of those albums where I'm gonna be in my car listening to it, and I'm gonna be losing my mind. I'll be looking like a fool. I can only imagine what people passing by the car must think when they see me. I got heavy tints, but if they could see me, I'm sure they probably look at me like, "What's wrong with that guy over there?"
Yes, sir.
And what's wrong with me is this Mobb Deep album dropping out October 10th. All right.
Let me tell you something. We come from the era where when you put out a project and that project is so dope that sometimes it might take you a week to get past track 2 or 3 because you're hitting rewinds on that first couple of tracks so much. So if it's that to where you have to keep on rewinding, because you might start off saying, man, I love this track 1. And then you finally, after some time, you get to track 2. And then you just get a new, like, man, maybe track 2 is my favorite. But then you realize you still have a multiple amount of tracks left. That's when you know you have something good. A majority of the time I listen to music and I can skim through the album in a day.
And not even care to go back to it.
Not even care to go back and listen to it.
So with that being said, let me say this now, right? First of all, keeping on topic, I wanted to say this real quick. So this album that's coming out, again, October 10th, and yes, I'm heavily promoting it. I'm not associated with Mass Appeal or Mobb Deep, but by all means, if they see this episode and want to sit down with me and discuss something, I'm all ears. I'm down for it, right? But I'm promoting it because my love for this group, my respect for Prodigy, my respect for Havoc, my respect for Nas, and my bias to Queens. So yeah, I'm biased. I'm not going to lie like I'm not biased. I'm biased to Queens, right? October 10th, this album's coming out, right? 15 songs. 15 songs. They're giving me 15. I'm going to lose my mind, people. Who told you that Christmas is in December? Who told you that? Because as far as I'm concerned,
I can't believe Nas is on 3 of the tracks.
Listen, who told you Christmas is in December? Christmas is October 10th. Okay? Christmas is October 10th. But let me go into this now real quick. So you're talking about songs that you can't even like get past the whole album because like you get stuck on the second song. I'm going to go through the albums and you may not even be able to. Maybe I know your brain when it comes to rap, like you got it down packed. Should I even touch the Juvenile album or should I just go straight to Infamous with you? Let me know your depth. Should I touch it? It's okay.
Pause. Yeah.
They pause. Well, it's an album. It's not a. It's an intangible. We don't have to pause it. Should I? All right. Matter of fact, all right. I'm gonna pass over the Juvenile album, and that's not to say.
But I don't want to disrespect their first album.
I don't want to disrespect it either. And I was gonna say that.
Okay.
I don't want to disrespect
it.
I don't want to disrespect
it's a body of work.
I don't want to disrespect it, but I'm going to the albums after that. So we're gonna go through the albums, and you got to tell me that one song that did it for you and why.
Okay.
For each album.
Okay.
So let's get straight to it. 1995, The Infamous. What song did it for you and why? And if you need to hear the track listing, I'll go through the track listing. Go for it.
I don't. Because I listen to it now. On this one, can I pick 2? Only because Shook Ones is on there.
Why is that your first one?
I should be able to pick. See, this is what I'm saying.
All right, so you want to pick? All right, so let's decide the terms right now on the fly. You want to do 2 for each album?
2 for each album because because it would be too hard to
Say no
say
more.
what is my favorite track or the one that moves me, because on that second album, they have Shook Ones, and everybody knows Shook Ones Part 2, I should say. Shook Ones Part 2 is like a hip-hop classic that's still being used today.
And is that one of your two?
Yes.
All right, so let's get to the second
did it
song.
for
We'll,
me.
we'll skip that one because that's too familiar. What's your second
Okay.
song and why?
Start of Your Ending. Start of Your Ending is, I believe it's the first track. Havoc
Oh, wow,
raps
it is the first
first.
track. It says 41st side.
I know. 41st side. Havoc raps first and Prodigy raps second. And how can I say this? Prodigy is one of the dopest MCs to ever touch the mic.
Mm.
Havoc has a hard job because he's rapping with one of the best MCs to ever do it. But on that track in particular, Havoc was spitting some bars on that first track, and so was Prodigy. And it's not a radio song, but
We don't care about
has
that.
some bars.
We don't care about radio
some
songs.
Bars. There you go. I'm just letting you know. So
All right.
it's not. People might not be like, "Yo, that's the thing."
And I'll be
That
honest with you. After this episode, you're gonna force me to go back and listen to it because I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to hear what you talk about. I'm
Yes.
trusting you on this. I believe what you're saying is true.
Yes, I do, yeah.
We're gonna keep it rolling. Third album, 1996, Hell on Earth. Talk to me. What's the two songs?
My two songs is "Still Shining" and maybe
Wow,
"Drop
that's
a Gem" on
second
them.
to last track. And which one?
Yeah, I know. And "Drop a Gem" on them.
So I'm gonna speak on this album now too. I should have said my two on the second album,
Yep.
but I didn't. But Hell on Earth, first of all, I'm gonna go into Hell on Earth not because I think Hell on Earth was better than the second album, because it wasn't, but because of the time when it dropped. This dropped during the East Coast West Coast beef, which I wish
It was the hype.
I wish never happened. But you know, I only like the back and forth when it's competitive and when both people are alive. Let me just make that clear for this episode. So even current battles, all right. So when you're talking Drake and Kendrick, I enjoyed it, but I want both brothers to be alive. So let me make that clear.
Yeah, of course.
What I liked about Hell on Earth at the time when it dropped is that I thought Drop a Gem, that's one of my two. Drop a Gem, crazy.
Hard.
But
Hard.
my second song is easy, right? My second song is the G.O.D. Part 3. That beat, forget that beat using the Scarface.
Yeah.
Now, see, the OGs that's watching this episode, you know what I'm about. You know what I'm about to say when I say you know the feeling I'm talking about when I say this. There's certain records that make you want to just start speeding on the highway to the
Yeah.
point where you might lose control. And the
Yeah.
G.O.D. Part 3 is one of those
Dope.
songs.
One of those. That album is very well put together. That is a very well put together album.
Would you say it's better than the second? Oh, you're taking time to think about it. Oh,
No,
wait a
you know
minute.
what? You know, I can really never say that, only because I feel like even though it's Mobb Deep's second album, the world views it as their first album. You know, it's a weird thing, and it's like
It's
what
like Mobb
can
Deep's
be-
Illmatic.
Yes, it's like what can really be better than someone's first album? It's usually their best
Body of work. Yep.
even though that album, their follow-up album is very well put together with a amazing track list. You just touched on it. G.O.D. Part 3, Still Shining, Drop a Gem on them, which is probably, I only heard,
They had Give
two
It Up on there with
artists.
Nas and Big
Yeah.
Noid.
I've only heard two artists during the height of the East Coast, West Coast beef respond, and that was Mobb Deep and Royal Flush.
That's the only ones I remember on Hot 90. Royal Flush, obviously on Hot 97.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Funny thing is, I'm looking at this, and this is why, with the this album coming out again on October 10th, I'm going looking through these track lists, and I'm saying I'm surprising myself because I'm like, wow, I didn't even know Raekwon was on that album. I don't remember him. He was on a song
He was
called
on
Nightmare Vultures.
Nighttime Vultures.
Nighttime Vultures with Lex Diamonds.
Yeah. This one, like, so Prodigy raps first, and then Raekwon raps second.
All right. So we're gonna go straight to it now, because this one I know we could talk about this for a little bit.
Okay.
Murder Music, 1999. What's your two records?
Okay. I might need a track listing on this one.
No problem.
Because I know I'm gonna forget.
No problem. The first one's an intro. Second one is Streets Raise Me with Big Noid and Chinky. The third one is What's Your Poison featuring Core Mega. This album is dirty. This is dirty work here. All right. Fourth is Spread Love. 5 is Let a Hoe Be a Hoe. 6 is I'm Going Out featuring Little C's. 7 is Illustrious. Listen to these titles, folks. Those of you who are artists out there, don't just be creative with your visuals. If you're a true passionate artist, I want you to embody what it is to be an artist in your visuals, your writing, the layout, the rollout, I should say, the titles of your songs. Be meticulous with everything. I know it's time consuming. Yeah. But enter each project like it's your last. Enter each project like it's your last. That's the best advice I can give to you young artists that are watching this episode. Rush for nothing. You guys are fortunate enough to be in an era where you could do it from the ground. You could do it on your own. You don't have to reach for a major. You could do it grassroots. You go the grassroots route, and the labels will find you. Don't rush. Make your thing a masterpiece. Because understand, if you haven't realized it already, life is unpredictable. So you might be saying to yourself, I'm young, I got plenty of time. You don't know what tomorrow brings. So work on your project with all intentions. Really take your time, right? But let me just go back to this, right? So you have Illustrious, Adrenaline. You have Where You're From featuring 8 Ball. This album is dirty, and I mean dirty in a good way. They all right. You got Quiet Storm. They got Where Your Heart At. They got Annoyed Interlude. They got Can't F With. They said Can't F With, and that's featuring Raekwon. Hey, Raekwon is an honorable guy with this. He's I'm starting to realize Raekwon is actually like the third member of Mobb Deep on the low, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got Thug Music.
Their styles are together. Huh? Let me tell you, between Raekwon and AZ, Mobb Deep, they always have something that they can link up with. It's like, I feel like
he's family
because they're very into bars. So always see him. Yep.
And I like that. So you have right after that is Thug Music with Chinky and Infamous Mob. You have Murder Music. You have The Realest featuring Cool G Rap. You have
God.
That's why I said that. I made sure I looked at the camera. I wanted to see your reaction to that.
Oh my God.
You have USA. That. All right then. You have It's Mine, but we just talked about the video and the Nas verse about Halle Berry. That's the second to last. It's Mine, and you have Quiet Storm remix with Lil' Kim. I already know my 2. Even though this is one of those albums where to pick 2 is unfair, but I have my 2. But because you're the guest, go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Let me go first.
Yes.
Goodness Lord. That's a lot. That's again. They followed another great project with another great project with classics.
Yeah, this is hard, but I got my 2.
Okay, you got your 2. Okay,
here's my.
Okay, so if you were, okay, I'm on the hot seat. So I want to say Quiet Storm, not the remix. Quiet Storm.
I'm gonna say something about that. Go ahead.
I love the remix though, but I love Quiet Storm, the original.
Yeah, I lost my mind with that song. I'm surprised you picked it, but I'm gonna speak on that in a minute.
Yeah, the I loved the original more than the remix, actually.